What's going on, guys? Welcome back down to the basement. Alright now, so Bullet Witch. Bullet Witch grabbed my curiosity a lot like a lot of the early next generation games did. I love a game with female protagonists and decent action. I'm not hard to please when it comes to that. At least give me an awesome chick and some decent action, and at least make the presentation look interesting. Okay, so Bullet Witch is your typical humanity on the verge of extinction in a war with a militarized demon army, in which you play as Alicia. She's a witch and she's being led by a voice in her head and a giant gun as a broomstick. And she appears, with no explanation whatsoever, on the streets of a dead neighborhood, saving some people that are just on the verge of being gunned down by this demon militarized army. Basically, the whole Sega Genesis intro, the 2D intro. Here's your hero. Start.
You want to say your prayers?
Witches don't need prayers.
A pretty simplistic story. Let's destroy the demons before they destroy us, while slowly recovering more and more of Alicia's strange past. And this kind of story I have seen time and time again, even in its time, so it's not really revolutionizing or something, you know, new and innovative, considering it's been done time and time again. And it's why I kind of have some sympathy for video game writers, considering it's tough to sometimes create something truly fresh, something truly revolutionizing, considering it's all been done before. It's the same mantra, just with different blueprints. But with that said, I can appreciate when a game doesn't try too hard to be so super epic and then falling flat. It keeps its story very plain and simple, and to the point, in that early next-gen cinematic feel, before all the intense polish that we know today.
And that giant gun is like your broom, huh? I thought that witches were friends with demons. So then why are you fighting against them anyway?
As for the character development, you kind of marginalize it, considering you're focused mainly on two people, Alicia and Maxwell Cougar, who leads the most useless, brain-dead AI human defense force ever, and he walks around in what looks like scrap that he got from a random scrapyard as armor in an attempt to look interesting or edgy, but in reality, his design makes him look more like an otaku leading his army of cosplayers.
I'm in charge of these troops. I'm Maxwell Cougar. We don't see many soldiers dressed like you up here. Anyway, look, I know you're the one with the demonic. It's nice to meet you.
Those are the only two that matter. Everyone else is either a brain-dead cosplayer who can't shoot for shit, or a dumbass civilian who doesn't know how to save itself, constantly running into gunfire and explosions, and they don't know how to run away from who the fuck they're being shot at. And also, if you count the voice in Alicia's head that constantly tells her to kill things.
You know us out on this operation.
This fool is nothing but an encumbrance, but the forest he speaks of is the place you're searching for.
Okay, now, the gameplay, without a doubt, it screams early prototype for games like it. Experimentation with physics that rise to perfection years later. I mean, it has dancing rocks and destructive environment that doesn't know how to place itself, and in true glitchy confusion, somehow kills you. The game has an undeniable stiffness, especially when you're just starting out. It can be very, very clunky and hard to get used to. It has a combat system that the game's physics are not truly ready for. Yet it does use the clunkiness to its advantage with certain things. For example, Alicia has these strong elemental spells that destroys the environment around you. Like her tornado, which sends a bunch of stuff spiraling into the wind, twisting, and you got physics flying everywhere, damaging your enemies.
These winds shall swallow up your evil souls.
Now these do look cool. They really do. I mean, they look really cool and fascinating to look at. But then say you use something like her meteor spell. All the chaos, it's too big for the game's layout. It's too fucking big. You got stuff jammed in and constantly flying out. You don't know where to dodge to. I have died so many times due to limited movement because I'm not sure how the hell to avoid danger and being killed by confused rubble or my own freaking fire. It's like setting off a bunch of firecrackers in an ashtray. How do you dodge all that? As awesome as it looks, it's just too chaotic sometimes, and you're not sure where the hell to take cover so you don't get roasted by your own fucking spell.
Lament your resurrection within the flames of hell.
Alicia carries around this huge and awesome gun, which is basically 4 guns in one. A machine gun, a shotgun, a Gatling gun, and a cannon, which can be increased with skill points at the end of each chapter you complete. She can also channel her powers into each weapon, giving each a special ammunition. Machine gun gets fire, shotgun gets air, etc. Cool concept! However, you're gonna mostly be relying on the shotgun with regular enemies, considering it takes 45 to 50 bullets to drop one asshole at a time. It takes me, with the machine gun, it takes me about 2 or 3 clips for one to go down. It's like she's shooting them with fucking BBs. Now imagine having to do that with multiple enemies at a time. But also, let's not forget, the game doesn't have an auto-aim or lock-on feature at all. It has the most clunkiest aiming I have ever dealt with in a long time. I'll be running up and gunning and I will miss enemies that are right in front of my face. You miss more gunfire than what you connect with half the time. Yeah, I eventually got better with it, but even then it pissed me off considering using the clunky aiming with the stick. Sometimes the crosshair goes too far to the right or too far to the left in the wrong situation, and Alicia gets her fucking throat shot out or punched in her titty and she's done.
I really did expect a little more from a witch.
Now also, she can strike with the gun if enemies get too close, which they will. However, all they have to do is sidestep. sidestep and they're completely safe from any of your blows. Because Alicia can't pivot in mid-attack. You have to wait for her to finish her 2-hit combo. You have to wait for that to be over before, she can turn around and try and strike him again. And you have to hope like hell that they don't sidestep you then. A lot of her spells are a hit and miss for me. Not the big ones that throw you into huge confusion and you gotta worry about being fucking murdered by your own spell. No, these are her much smaller ones. Like her Raven spell, which summons a bunch of ravens to distract multiple enemies at a time. Yet there is one that throws me off logically. She has a spell called Willpower. And what Willpower does is it allows her to push heavy objects into enemies, killing them, which is pretty useful. Stuff like cars and confused boulders. However, the Willpower only works on large objects and not the enemies themselves for some reason. So she can push something that weighs 2 tons, but she can't push someone who weighs 205 pounds?
Too bad for you.
I seriously don't understand that logic. I mean, why don't I just push him off the cliff with the power instead of going to find an object to push into him to make him fall off the cliff? I don't understand that. So it's useless at the same time if she has nothing at all to push. It becomes a good floor sweeper or street sweeper. I mean, I could go back into the city and find a rock to push into him, but I'm pretty sure that it's having a damn seizure. The AI in this game, they are masochists and they are very stupid. Very stupid. It might as well break itself to save itself. And when I say stupid, I mean stupid.
Derp 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 derp.
The AI is so dumb. It forgets how to run away from gunfire and explosions. I mean, they will literally stand out in the open and shoot at each other in true broken fashion. It's like a serious test of masochism to see which one of you drops first, watching them in gunfights. The soldiers that help Alicia along the way only serve to be killed or commit willful suicide by having absolutely no regard for their own idiot lives. Blasting at enemies with no sense of accuracy or skill. Or even animation change. Just stand there shooting like a fucking idiot until one of you dies. Gee, I wonder why I'm getting deja vu. Oh, that's right, I know a guy in Raccoon City. It's like fighting alongside an army of stolen valor. They can't kill shit, they can't dodge shit, they can't save shit, considering they're usually dead 1 minute into each chapter, leaving Alicia to finish their mission for them if she doesn't constantly save their dumbasses. The civilian AI is even worse. I mean, mere sacrifice, willfully running into gunfire, willfully running into walls and danger. You waste your time constantly reviving them only for them to be killed seconds later. They're too fucking stupid to run away from danger. Oh, he's coming to shoot me. Oh, let me run right to him while he's shooting and then duck in front of him so he has a better shot to kill me. Unable to use their brains to run away. Humanity, if humanity is this stupid, then it's obviously not worth saving. Which makes me laugh when I see Maxwell trying to give these Braveheart speeches to go rally stupid to go save stupid.
Sir! To save humanity, we will fight to our death! Yes, sir! To save humanity, we will put our lives on the line! Yes, sir! Do you hear me?
way!
Sir, yes, sir! Ah!
Then let's roll! We've got a job to do!
The enemy AI is just as bad, like these giant demons with Gatling guns at arms that look visually impressive when they're approaching you on the street. Because I thought, like, oh my god, this is the boss, this is going to be a hard fight, or whatever. They shoot like fucking Dumbo. They have these giant Gatling guns on their arms, and they can fire like 400 bullets in 30 seconds. And I guarantee you, it is so broken that you could dodge 397 bullets. You can dodge 397 of the 400. I bullshit you not, because they aim like shit. They're just big and shitty. They're just visually impressive but shitty. Even though it does look awesome when you shoot them in their hearts and the blood gushes up and they slowly fall and make the ground tremble when they fall down. That's pretty cool. Now there is some engaging parts about the game, like the woods, which is one of 2 places that's not constantly recycled. Dealing with these head-swallowing ghosts that takes control of the stupid civilian AI possessing them and makes them come and attack you, which sadly makes their AI smarter. And the boss fights, I give them an A for effort, even though there's only 2 in the whole game. The airplane fight, and then the boss at the end. And these can be decently immersive while you're playing, you know, the situation grows more and more desperate. Though it can be extremely repetitive and tiresome. One thing that truly annoys the shit out of me about any game, no matter what it is, lack of checkpoint. Lack of checkpoint I'm very big on. And the last boss fight really got on my nerve. If you're going to have a very long, convoluted boss battle with great AI spam, it is important, okay? It is very important that you at least checkpoint it. Checkpoint it in mid-battle. Don't make me waste 10 to 35 minutes to die one time and then start over 35 or 40 minutes all over again. Don't make me do that anymore. That pisses me off. I hate when games do that.
I fucking hate it!
The last boss takes so long to defeat, considering you have to weaken its shield. Then you have to kill the giant snakes it has for arms, while dodging 10,000 head-swallowing ghosts that it spits at you, while dodging the stupid soldiers who get possessed by said ghosts, and running up and down a long freaking street trying to hit the freaking weak spot on its back. And then you have one time to die. You have one time to die before you have to redo all that shit over again, starting from taking its shield down.
Fuck that!
I can't stand when games do that. I can't stand when you make long boss battles and you don't checkpoint at mid-play and make me play 40 minutes over. That makes me not want to finish it. But I have to contradict a little, because that last boss battle, it is very immersive. It is very intense. Even though you do more dodging than firing at it sometimes, it is very immersive to have you and all these useless fucking soldiers that just stand there and wait to be slaughtered because they're not stupid enough to know, oh, hey, that's a foot, it's going to crush me, I better move. No, they're not smart enough to fucking know that. And it can be very challenging and very immersive, and you really get into it as you're chasing this giant demon down this broken street at nighttime on this broken, chaotic road. It is pretty cool. It has those immersive moments that it becomes mediocre. It's not a completely shit-tastic game. It's not like some of the early next generation games that make me want to fucking puke and I just got tired of playing. And I like the Sci-Fi Channel B-movie CGI action-like feel they were going for. It's like a movie you'd watch on Sci-Fi Channel randomly on a Saturday while getting ready to go to a club or something. It has that kind of action-y feel. I like the theme they were going for with that, and that's one thing that I personally appreciate. I appreciate a good theme if you can't make the story super awesome or the gameplay isn't at least great, you know? I can appreciate a good theme. I just think personally, in a world of gun-toting witches, Bayonetta does it better than Alicia, in my opinion. If you want to play a good game where a witch uses guns. Definitely play Bayonetta over Bullet Witch, in my opinion. And I'm going to agree with IGN. IGN gave it a 4 out of 10. I'm personally going to give it a 4 out of 10. It's not shitty. It's very mediocre. But if you can get through the clunkiness and you can get through the stupid AI and things like that, it slowly becomes an immersive game because you slowly kind of marginalize the stupidity a little bit. You marginalize some things, and eventually you do get into playing it a little bit better, you know. But it is a very mediocre game in my opinion. Follow me at CrossRealm the Basement on Facebook, and I am Cross Kiddisu on Twitch. You can follow me there. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time down here in the basement.